Mr. Secretary and General Schwartz, thank you so much for your service to our country. Under your leadership, the Air Force has secured the nation's nuclear arsenal and restored public confidence. And I know the Air Force's operational tempo has been high, and I want to thank the men and women of the Air Force and their families as well for their sacrifice. General Schwartz, deployed airmen performing the search and rescue mission play a critical role in saving lives. They completed over 9,700 personnel recovery sorties in 2010 alone, and their expertise makes the goal of the golden hour medical evacuation a reality. Can you talk about the casualty evacuation mission and how the rescue assets are holding up to the harsh environment we face?
Senator, our combat rescue community is one of those communities in greatest demand that has essentially a one-to-one tempo, time at home to time deployed. And they are, in fact, contributing to the Secretary of Defense's mandate for recovery of our wounded within that golden hour. They are a very capable force, and clearly this is a core mission for the Air Force, that is rescue personnel recovery operations in denied areas. That is our special expertise. And to have the right kind of medical capability on board to stabilize patients and to get them back to higher level care. We are in the midst of replacing combat losses. Of note, we had 19 HH-60 aircraft in 2010. That's sustained battle damage. We are replacing, through the Operational Loss Replacement Program, some aircraft which have been total losses. And we are looking forward to the HH-60 recapitalization program to move to a successor platform for the rescue mission.
Well, we thank you so much. This is certainly, the program has really saved many lives. General Schwartz, the Navy recently completed a critical design review for a maritime surveillance RPA and realized cost and schedule savings in R&D by leveraging the thousands of hours flown by the Global Hawk. Do you foresee future opportunities for joint acquisitions, operations, maintenance, or training in the RPA arena to find efficiencies?
We certainly do, sir. And Global Hawk and the Navy equivalent program, BAMS, is just a case in point and not the only one, where the fundamental question is, why should we have two different depots? Why should we have two different training pipelines, or even, for that matter, base at different locations? And in fact, we will probably base both BAMS and Global Hawk at Sigonella in the European theater as an example of our putting these things together. Certainly, we shouldn't have two different ground stations. Gary Roughhead and I are committed in that area and others, in part as a result of our effort on air-sea battle, to make sure that where we have these synergies, we maximize them. And BAMS and Global Hawk is just a very good example.
Thank you. Secretary Donley, the department spends about $16 billion a year for fuel, with the Air Force as the largest military consumer. The C-17 was recently certified to use biofuels. Can you discuss any preliminary results and any plans for biofuel usage in other aircraft?
Well, sir, the Air Force has had a comprehensive program for the last several years to make sure that we certify engines on all our Air Force platforms for alternative fuel blends, whether it be from sort of Fischer-Tropsch processes or from biofuel processes. And so we've been stepping through that certification program. The issues in front of us, I think, now more relate to the national marketplace and who will be the producers and what will be the supply chain that feeds alternative fuels as an alternative, cost-effective alternative which we can pursue in the mid-teens. So I think that's the primary challenge in front of us. We are, as you suggested, the largest consumer of fuel in the Department of Defense. We have, from exceptional efforts in fuel management and in changes in operations, we have been able to reduce our demand over the last several years by about 2%. So the number of gallons used has gone down, but the cost has continued to go up. So this is a continuing challenge. And we also have a number of efforts underway at the installation level as well, in addition to aviation fuels, to get more renewable energy into our bases.
Secretary Donley, 35% of the fiscal year 2012 budget request will be dedicated to quality of life projects, including dorms, training facilities, and child development centers. My question is, what are the top 3 family issues that you are trying to resolve with the budget request?
Sir, as you suggest, we have a number of programs underway. We have used the Year of the Air Force Family, which really is over the last 15 months or so to help refine our programmatic focus going forward. And so we've started to not just support sustaining programs such as you've mentioned, the dormitory modernization program, the child development centers, manning the child development centers, getting the hours of operations right. But we've started to fine-tune where we put the limited marginal dollar to help with family issues. And one is our Exceptional Family Member Program, where we have airmen and families with exceptional needs, and also focusing on school liaison support, which is so vital to airmen and their families, providing for education for their kids. So those are a couple of areas that we're focusing additional attention on.
Thank you very much for your responses.